Welcome, everyone, to Intensity Broadcasting for coverage of the Talladega 95 and SCSRA Money Race. I'm going to be your announcer for tonight, Atlee Atman-Leeson. I'm excited to call all the racing action here tonight. Like I said, the Talladega 95 will be a money race with $30 on the line. And I'm going to go over quickly the prize pools for tonight's event. $30 will go to first, $10 will go to second, and $5 will go to third. A random position will get $5, and best blowover will also get $5. And for those of you who do not know what a blowover is, it's what happens when there is contact made between two of these 87 cars and they kind of flip over backwards. So whoever has the best blowover, which is when these 87 cars kind of flip backwards, they are going to get $5. And if there isn't a blowover in tonight's event, which I believe there is going to be, but if there isn't, it will add $5 more to the random position prize pool. Now, these 87 cars are an absolute blast, especially at these super speedways, and you really don't see it too often except for at iRacing Super Speedway with all cars. Here at Talladega, these 87 cars are going almost, yeah, they're going 220 miles per hour, which is absolutely incredible. It's the fastest cars for just the NASCAR cars that you can see on the Talladega. And it makes for some awesome racing. And iRacing just added a new 87 car recently. They added the Buick LeSabre. And I believe we have one Buick on track tonight. And that is Zachary Cox in the 51 Pit Viper machine. There you see, you got the Buick design. It was just added. I know a lot of people were requesting it, and so now it is here in iRacing. Of course, we have the Thunderbird, which we see there's Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence running the Thunderbird. And then, there we see a car flipping. There, Eddie Morris, he is running the Monte Carlo. So iRacing did a great job replicating the Buicks, the Ford Thunderbirds, and the Chevrolets. They did a fantastic job, and these cars are a blast to watch. And, of course, tonight, there is money on the line. Right now, Michael Provolt, he is on the top of the board with a 45.29, which will put him almost a tenth ahead of second place Eddie Morris. Right now, and Eddie Morris is in second place. Third place is Michael Lawrence. Fourth is Dave Wright. Fifth is Joe Wright. And you are going to be wanting to watch those super speedway specialist drivers. Josh Hall, Joe Wright, Eddie Morris, Dave Wright. I know Michael Provolt, he's good at the super speedways. Last time we had a super speedway race in the SCSRA, we saw Joe Wright pick up the victory. That was at Talladega, or no, that was for races that I broadcasted. In the SCSRA Xfinity Series, Joe Wright won at Talladega. We did have a super speedway race last week, and that was in the Riley DPs at Las Vegas. And we saw Brandon White get the victory. So that was awesome to see. So now we are gridding for qualify. There we see Dave Wright exiting the pits. We see Eddie Morris also exiting the pits. We have two Darrell Waltrip cars in tonight's, or at least two Western Auto cars. We see Joe, he is running the Western Auto Thunderbird, and Eddie Morris is running the Western Auto Monte Carlo. So here we go. qualifying is beginning, and these drivers not in the draft still hit speeds at around 210 miles per hour, which is absolutely incredible. So Eddie Morris starting his first lap. He's running about mid-track, trying to build up as much speed as possible for his second lap. Here we see Eddie heading into turns 3 and 4, and once again staying all the way up on that wall, then going to around mid-corner, continuing to build up speed for the second lap. See Josh Hall, one of the first cars on the board. He ends up running a 46.67. Then a 10th behind him, it's Dave Wright. And then third, it's Michael Lawrence, who's also about a 10th behind Josh Hall. Eddie Morris 4th, Derek Chaput in 5th right now. We see Joe Wright and Brian Newty goes to the top of the board with a 46.66. Then we see Will Witt beats that with a 46.64. And that will put Witt 200ths faster than second place Brian Newty. Then we see Josh Hall. He improves on his second lap, and he goes to a 46.63. And that will put Josh 100th ahead of second place Will Witt. Here's Brian Newty heading onto the front stretch in that Rusty Wallace machine. Will he improve on his second lap? He should. He does not. He was actually a 10th slower. So Brian Newty's going to keep his first lap. Will Witt was also slower on his second lap as well. So I believe everybody... Oh, we still have 2 drivers that need to turn a qualifying lap, and that's Michael Provolt and Zachary Cox, although both of them may choose not to do a qualifying lap. There we see you got Derek Chaput in the Dynaco machine. So it's looking like right now Josh Hall is going to qualify on the pole, because if anybody starts running goes out on track right now, they won't even be able to complete one lap. So Josh Hall starting on the pole, definitely one of the drivers to watch out here tonight. Another driver to keep your eyes out for is a driver who did not turn a qualifying lap, and that is Michael Provolt in the 3 car. He looks like he's going to be starting 9th. So keep your eye out for him, and then you can't forget some of the other Intensity Racing Team drivers, Joe Wright, Dave Wright, Eddie Morris. And again, these drivers are racing for $30. So here we go. We are now gridding for tonight's event. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. Starting on the pole with a 46.625. It's the 81 of Josh Hall. Outside of him, it's YXU Racing's Will Witt in the 35. In third place, it's also YXU Racing's Brian Newty in that 2 car. Fourth is Intensity Broadcasting's own Joe Wright. Rounding out your top 5, it's Dave Wright. In 6th, it's Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence in the 47. 7th is Eddie Morris in the 8. Then in 8th, it's Neon Racing's Derek Chaput in the 10 car. 9th is 2 pedals, 1 clutch's Zachary Cox in the 51. And then rounding out your top 10 with 2 pedals, 1 clutch, it's the 3 of Michael Provolt. And so here we go. 35 laps is the distance for tonight's event, or 93 miles. And we will see how these drivers do. Again, front row, Josh Hall on the bottom, Will Witt on the top. This is going to be a great race. One thing that you're going to need in tonight's event is you're going to want a teammate or a buddy out working with him out on track. Because if you don't have somebody to work with, you never know, you might get left out to dry. So if you're in a voice, I know a lot of these drivers are in voice channels with each other. If you're in a voice channel with somebody else, you might want to coordinate with them to maybe be their drafting partner throughout the race. There we see Josh Hall swerving back and forth, getting those tires warmed up. And we are getting ready for some high-speed action. Over 220 miles per hour is the top speed of these cars. We've got Chevys, we've got Fords, we've got a Buick on track. Question is, who is going to win the $30? Pace car makes that hard left turn onto pit road. Now we're going to go through this long front stretch. Unlike Daytona, Talladega actually has the start-finish line at the end of the front stretch instead of the middle of it. So that makes for some great finishes. We might have a great finish here tonight. The start will be controlled by the flagman, and green flag is out here at Talladega Super Speedway. 35 laps of racing action are underway, and we see that high side gets a huge run as we start tonight's event. We see Will Witt, Joe Wright, both of them are able to get ahead of the pole sitter, Josh Hall. Now we see Michael Lawrence as the leader of that high side, but it doesn't look like he has any help. We see Brian Newty looks like he is going up to Michael Lawrence, maybe going to give him some help. We see Joe Wright takes a look to the outside, trying to get by Will Witt up there. And we are now side by side for second between Josh Hall and Joe Wright. Ooh, we see Josh Hall getting a little bit sideways on the front stretch. We see Joe Wright with the nose as we head into turns 1 and 2. He is able to get almost clear. Side by side for second. And we see Josh Hall. He is getting to the back bumper of Will Witt. He takes a look down low under him, and we are 3 wide for the lead. Josh Hall has the nose here in 3 and 4. And we see Will Witt holding strong on that outside. Looks like he doesn't have any help. Well, we see Brian Newty goes up there to help the 35 machine of Will Witt. We see Joe Wright getting, and that's going to help Will Witt get back clear of Josh Hall. Zachary Cox has just ran the fastest lap time of the race with a 45.82. But he is currently sitting in the back. But because he is in the back, that's going to give him a ton of speed. Hopefully he can use this momentum to maybe work his way up through the front. And we are once again 3 wide for the lead. This time we see Joe Wright getting a good run on the bottom. And he is able to get clear for the lead. And he's got Will Witt right on his back bumper. We see Josh Hall staying outside, trying to get by Will Witt for that second place spot. We see Hall with the nose as we cross the line. Great battle for the second place spot. Witt with the nose as we head onto the backstretch, and looks like Will Witt has been able to get under Joe Wright for this first place spot. Witt he's getting some help from Michael Lawrence and Michael Provolt. We see Joe Wright is able to get back clear and it goes to the lead. So we are once again side by side for second between Josh Hall and Will Witt. We see Josh Hall giving Joe Wright a good push. And that is going to keep Joe Wright out front for now. And we see Josh Hall is going to take a look to the outside of Joe Wright as we head onto the back stretch. Hall has some help from Will Witt, while Joe has some help from Brian Nudie. But Brian Nudie is going to leave Joe out to dry and go under him. And we see Josh Hall now has the lead. Will Witt in second place. Will Witt getting a good run on Josh Hall. He's going to take a look to the outside of that 81 machine. We see they're side by side as we cross the line, but Will Witt has the nose, and he is able to get clear. Will Witt to the lead now. Question is, and looks like he's got a decent gap between him and second place Josh Hall. And we see Joe Wright into the outside wall. We are wrecking cars into the outside wall, cars spinning. And it is now time for the Wreckage Rewind. Thank you, Siri Reed, for the 50 stars donation. That is greatly appreciated. Hopefully you are enjoying this broadcast so far. And this Wreckage replay looks about what was... The GIF looks about like what happened here. We see Joe washes up a little bit, coming off of turn number 2, tags the outside wall, then comes down into Nudie. And Joe Wright barely misses hitting Michael Lawrence. Eddie Morris has nowhere to go. We see Brian Nudie getting a little bit of airtime, but no blowover for the 2-car. And looks like that is going to do it for the incident. Definitely unfortunate for Joe Wright, who he was having a great race, but he's just going to come in, get the fast repair, and that car will be as good as new, and hopefully Joe can make his way back up to the field. See, Siri Reed says, go K Newt. And right now, Brian Nudie, he is sitting in the 6th place spot. But he has a lot of damage, and it looks like he is missing his right front tire. That is definitely a problem for the 2 machine. Hopefully, he can come into the pits and get that squared away. We see 2 drivers stay out, Josh Hall, Michael Provolt. The rest of the drivers come in, so this race on pit road is the race for 3rd. Will Witt will have the advantage as he has the best pit stall. We might see some strategy with the amount of fuel taken or how many tires you take. And looks like Will Witt will be the first driver off of pit road. He will be in 3rd. Then Dave Wright is the 2nd driver off of pit road. We see Derek Chaput is the 3rd driver off of pit road. Then it's Joe Wright. And then Brian Nudie. Or no, that was Brian Nudie, excuse me. So now, again, 2 drivers ended up staying out, and that was Josh Hall and Michael Provolt. So we will see how that decision will work out for them. Josh Hall, he has been up front all race long, whether he has been pushing or leading. He's been in pretty much the top 5 all race long. Michael Provolt, he started in the back of the pack, and he's been running about the back to middle of the pack for most of tonight's event. So he's going to be restarting second. This might be Provolt's big break to get up to the lead. I know I said when we were gridding, Michael Provolt was definitely going to be one of the drivers to watch in tonight's event, and here he is up to this second place spot. Here's a look at some of the paint schemes in the field tonight. We see Josh Hall running this Retro Wave Intensity Broadcasting car. Definitely love that. We see Michael Provolt running this Rusty car. Will Witt running the Dale Earnhardt Sr. Mom and Pop's car. See Dave Wright running the Genesee Beer car. Fifth place, we see Derek Chaput is running the Dynaco car. The Strip the King Weathers car. Then in sixth, we got Brian Newton running the Rusty Wallace throwback. Seventh, Zachary Cox is running the Pit Viper car. That is the car that Kaz Gralla ran for the Daytona 500 with the Money Team, owned by Floyd Mayweather. Then in eighth place, we see Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence running that Burger King car. And then we have the two Darrell Waltrip Western Auto cars in 9th and 10th, Eddie Morris and Joe Wright. One is a Thunderbird, one is a Monte Carlo. So that's how you can tell the difference between the two. And of course, Eddie's number 8, Joe Wright is number 17. And we are getting ready to go back green here. Josh Hall will get to decide whether he wants to start on the top of the bottom. And then wherever Josh Hall doesn't choose, that's where Michael Provolt will start. And I'm not sure. Oh, looks like we're going to have, I forgot, because as a little bit of a throwback to old school racing, we're going to have a single file restart. So this should be fun to watch here with the single file restart. So that means that Will Witt is going to be starting directly behind Josh Hall. And I believe Josh Hall will get to control the restart. So as soon as that pace car hits pit road, he will be able to go. He can choose to go as very, very soon, or he can go as long as he wants before he starts. Pace car is in. We see Josh Hall is going to elect to start on that against the wall. And here we go. Green flag is back out here at Talladega Super Speedway. There we see Josh Hall taking off. And he's going to take it down to the bottom lane. We'll see if Michael Provolt can get up to him. There we go. We see Michael Provolt sucks up to the back bumper of Josh Hall. And right now he's pushing him. These two might be able to break away from the rest of the field. We see now Michael Provolt has fallen a little bit back from Josh Hall. Looks like Michael Provolt is sucking back up to Josh Hall. He takes a look down low under the 81 machine. We are side by side for first. We see Provolt with the nose as we come off of turn number 2. Josh Hall has the help, though. He's got Will Witt right behind him. And We see Will Witt, and now we see Will Witt, once he's caught up to Josh Hall, he's going to look under the 81 machine. We see Witt with the nose, and he is able to, oh, nope, we see Josh Hall holding his own on the outside, side by side still. And Josh Hall is able to get clear. He stays in the lead. He's still got Will Witt right on his back bumper. We see, and Eddie Morris has just ran the fastest lap time of the race with a 44.87. Eddie currently sitting in that 9th place spot. He's looking to try to make some moves here with that speed. We see Will Witt takes a look to the outside above Josh Hall. He's getting a push from teammate Brian Nudie. And Will Witt almost clear. We see Josh Hall coming back on the bottom. He's getting a push from Derek. So we are pretty much equal for this lead right now. But, we see Will Witt getting a good run as we head into 1 and 2. He is able to get clear. And Will Witt now to the lead. The battle is on for second between Brian Nudie and Josh Hall. Looks like Brian Nudie sucks right up to the back bumper of that 35 machine. Josh Hall making a big comeback on the bottom. He's getting a good push from Derek Chaput there. And Josh Hall has the nose as we head onto the front stretch. Will Witt trying to come back on the outside. He is getting a good push from Brian Nudie. And looks like Will Witt is able to get back to that lead. He goes down to the bottom. Brian Nudie stays on that outside. We see Will Witt goes up to the high side to block Brian Nudie. That's going to leave the bottom open, and that's going to give an opportunity for Josh Hall to get under Will Witt, and he does. Josh Hall trying to make another pass for the lead. Josh with the nose over Will Witt as we head off of turn number 4, and he is able to get clear. Josh Hall back to the lead. And Derek Chaput is going to take a look down low under Josh Hall and make it 3 wide for the lead. But we see Will Witt getting a great run on that outside. And he is able to get clear back of Josh Hall. And Will Witt is back to the lead. Since the restart, Josh Hall and Will Witt have just been going back and forth, back and forth. And still, we see Josh Hall taking another shot down low under Will Witt for this lead. See, Josh Hall is the nose as we head through 3 and 4, and he is able to get clear. We are now side by side for second between Brian Nudie and Will Witt. And we now have 20 laps to go. And right now we are actually, with 20 laps to go, we are going to pump up the intensity where you are going to hear the sounds and see the sights of the racetrack. Here we go. So there you go. That is Pump Up the Intensity. Hopefully you enjoyed us turning up the volume. But we are now taking a look back to the racing action. Josh Hall is still in the lead. He's getting a good push from Zachary Cox, but watch out for Will Witt on that outside. See right now, Josh Hall has the nose over Witt as we head onto the backstretch. And we see Zachary Cox is going to take a look down low under Josh Hall now for this lead. Josh Hall getting a push now from Will Witt. Zachary Cox has Brian Nudie behind him, and looks like Josh Hall, he is able to get back clear of Zachary Cox. Oh no, we see Zachary Cox getting loose on the front stretch, but what a save for that 51 machine. I thought that thing was going around, but he was luckily able to save it. Good job to Zachary Cox for saving that. And he is able to stay in the top 6. Currently sitting in that 6th place spot. Now the battle for the lead continues between Will Witt and Josh Hall. We see Will Witt trying to suck up to the back bumper of that 81 machine and get some momentum. And once he gets that momentum, we'll see that 35 go to the outside of Josh Hall. As we head onto the backstretch with 15 laps to go, Josh Hall is your leader, but Will Witt is right there. We see Josh Hall throwing some blocks, trying to prevent Will Witt from getting below him or above him. I don't know. Let's see. Will Witt is trying everything he can to get above or below Josh Hall, but Josh Hall is just throwing block after block. Your top 3, Josh, and oh, look at this. We see Will Witt able to get below Josh Hall for this lead. Side by side between Witt and Hall as we head into turns 3 and 4. We see Will Witt with the nose. And we see Dave Wright is going to give Will Witt a push, trying to get him ahead of Josh Hall. We see Brian Nudie sucking up to Hall. And looks like Will Witt is able, almost, Will Witt has not been able to get clear of Josh Hall yet. Josh Hall staying on that outside, trying to get back to the 35, and there we go. Looks like Will Witt. And oh, we see a car spinning into the inside wall. That's Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence. So, ooh. Okay. Here's a look at what happened to Cheeseburger. Looks like he tags the outside wall, and that propels him into the inside safer barrier. That is going to destroy that 47 machine. And that might have just killed Michael Lawrence's chances of winning tonight's event. Unless there's another caution, it's going to be hard for Michael to get back up there to the lead. So you see Will Witt still in the lead. We see Josh Hall taking a look down low under Will Witt for this lead. And looks like Josh Hall is almost clear, but we see Will Witt getting a great run on that outside. He's got a push from Dave Wright. And Will Witt has the nose, and Will Witt is able to get back clear for this lead. Man, ever since the restart after our first caution, it's just been back and forth between Josh Hall and Will Witt. And another driver who you can't count out is Dave Wright, and he is currently running in that second place spot. Dave Wright's always been right there, but we haven't really seen him up in the lead. And looks like Josh Hall is able to get past Dave Wright for that second place spot. And we now have 10 laps to go here at Talladega Super Speedway. And we see Josh Hall able to get down low under the 35 machine of Will Witt side by side for this lead. We see Hall with the nose as we head onto the backstretch. We see Will Witt coming back on the outside. And he's gonna, and we see Dave Wright also getting a good run on the outside as well. And oh, we see Josh Hall gets down onto the apron. That is going to upset that 81 machine and cause him. And oh, we see cars wrecking. Who was that? That's Zachary Cox into the inside safer barrier. And that is going to bring out our second caution of tonight's event. It's now time for the wreckage replay. So here's a look at what happened. We were watching that Pit Viper Buick of Zachary Cox. We see Cox running that outside line up against the wall, and looks like he tags the outside wall, and that is going to get the car loose. And we see Zachary, he is all the way sideways, and there's no controlling it after this point. And looks like he ends up tagging the inside safer barrier, which will definitely damage that car severely. One driver who is happy about that caution is Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence. Cheeseburger had gotten loose, had gotten to an incident, and it had destroyed his car, so he had to come in, get a fast repair, and he ended up going a lap down. I believe now he will be able to get his lap back. And pretty much the entire field is coming into the pits. This is the battle for the lead on pit road. Josh Hall does have the advantage because he does have that first stall. And I think we're going to see some strategy here. We might see some drivers take 2 tires. We might see some drivers take 4. We might just see it gas and go for some drivers. Uh-oh. Looks like Josh Hall misses his pit stall. That is going to hurt his pit time. It's going to add some time to his pit stop. And Zachary Cox is going to win the race off of pit road. We see Will Witt second off of pit road, Eddie Morse third off of pit road, Joe Wright fourth off of pit road, Dave Wright is fifth off of pit road. Look at this. Zachary Cox got involved in our most recent incident, brought out the second caution, and after a successful pit stop, he is able to get now to the lead for, I believe, the first time this race for that 51 machine. This is one of the only times where a caution will actually help you. And with 8 laps to go, here's a look at our current top 5. We see Zachary Cox is in first. Will Witt is in second. Third place is Eddie Morris. Fourth place is Joe Wright. And then rounding out your top 5, we have Dave Wright. So we are going to have a shootout for the win here. The question is, who will get the win? The two drivers that have been absolutely dominant in tonight's event is Will Witt and Josh Hall. Will Witt, he's going to be restarting right behind Zachary Cox on this next restart. Remember, these restarts are single file. So Will Witt, he's going to be restarting right by Zachary Cox. So if he can catch the draft and get a good run on Zachary Cox, he'll be able to get right back by that 51. One of our other driver who I mentioned is going to have a interesting situation here. He's going to be restarting in 9th. And Josh Hall, we'll see if Josh will be able to work his way back up through the field after he ended up missing his pit stall. And that added time to his pit stop and ended up putting him in 9th place. Lights are off on the pace car. We are getting ready to go back green here. Zachary Cox will be restarting in first. Right behind him, it's Will Witt. And remember to take this time to share the stream on Intensity Broadcasting, as it helps us out a ton. It gives exposure to us, the league, the drivers, and the sponsors, and it's greatly appreciated. It helps with the algorithm, so make sure to share that stream. Also, make sure to visit our web store, intensitybroadcasting.com. There you can find shirts, hats, stickers, mouse pads, mugs, posters, and so much more. Make sure to go check out the SCSRA collection and go pick up an SCSRA shirt, SCSRA stickers, and maybe get an SCSRA poster. The link to our web store is in the description. Pace car making that hard left turn onto pit road. We are getting ready to go back green here. Zachary Cox controls the restart whenever he wants to go. And there we go. We see Zachary Cox taking off here. And we are now restarting with 6 laps to go here at Talladega Super Speedway. We see Zachary Cox leads the field into turns 1 and 2. He's got a 4/10 lead over second place Will Witt right now. But that may be a curse for that 51 machine, as it'll give second and third place and fourth place a lot of time to build up some momentum to get by that 51 machine. As we head into turns 3 and 4, we see Will Witt sucking up to the back bumper of that 51 machine of Zachary Cox. We see Will Witt peeking to the high side. Now he's fully committed. Will Witt trying to pass Zachary Cox on that outside. He's getting a good run. Looks like Will Witt has the nose over Zachary Cox here on the front stretch. And he is almost clear. Almost clear. Almost clear. We see Zachary Cox looks like he's trying to come back on the bottom. Will Witt has the help. Zachary Cox getting another good run on the bottom. And looks like he has the nose. Zachary Cox has the nose over Will Witt for this lead as we head onto the front stretch, but we see Will Witt fighting back on the outside. Will getting a good push from Eddie Morris. 4 laps to go now. And we see Will Witt has gotten clear over second place Zachary Cox. every single car still has a chance to win. We see Zachary Cox taking another shot down low under Will Witt. Cox has the nose over Witt as we head into 3 and 4. He is able to get clear. Zachary Cox back to the lead. Watch out. Eddie Morris looks like is trying to take a look down low under Zachary Cox for this lead, and we are side by side for first between Eddie Morris and Zachary Cox. We see Morris has the nose over. Oh, and we see Zachary Cox gets loose. And oh! Big wreck. Third caution of the race is out. And it is now time for the wreckage replay to see exactly what happened there. All right, here's a look. So we see Zachary Cox, we see he starts to get a little bit squirrely, and then there we go. The car just comes out from under him, just gets loose. Comes down into Dave Wright. And then Derek Chaput, he has just nowhere to go. And then Zachary Cox, he comes back up the track, pins Josh Hall into the outside wall. We see Josh Hall getting some airtime. We see Derek gets on his side. He's able to get back onto all four tires, though. A lot of cars with heavy damage. We see Josh Hall currently into the pits. Josh Hall, he lost a tire. So we see everybody who was involved in that incident coming into the pits. And now look at this. Eddie Morris is your leader. I believe this is the first time we've seen that 8 car out front. Morris, he's been in the top 5 for a lot of this race, but he's mostly done the pushing. We haven't really seen him be the leader of a lane, so it's cool to see Eddie Morris up front. We see Derek Chaput, Dave Wright, Joe Wright, Zachary Cox, all of them coming into the pits to get damage repaired after that incident. I did not see Joe Wright get involved in that incident. I'm not sure where he got the damage from. I know everybody else had heavy damage. So it looks like we're going to have a green-white checkered here to finish off tonight's event. And this should be awesome, because all 10 of our drivers have a chance to win. Question is, who will it be? Gotta watch out for Josh Hall, who is currently in the pits getting some tires. He will be restarting in 9th, but Josh Hall, he can work his way up to the field pretty quickly. Gotta watch out for Michael Provolt, who is currently sitting in 3rd right now. He won the SCSRA All-Star Shootout, which was super speedway-like racing in the Riley DPs at Las Vegas, and he was the leader in practice, so definitely another driver to watch out for. Another driver to watch out for is Will Witt in that 35 machine. He's going to be restarting right behind Eddie Morris. He's been leading a lot of this race in that 35 Mom and Pops machine. Definitely has a chance to get up there to the lead. And then also, definitely can't count out Joe Wright in the 17. He is currently sitting in 8th right now. Joe looking to try to work his way up to the field. Like I said, make sure to visit our web store, IntensityBroadcasting.com. And make sure to go visit the SCS Array collection. And you maybe go pick up an SCS Array t-shirt. The SCS Array t-shirt it comes in 5 different colors: black, navy, red, sport gray, in white. And it comes in sizes from small to 5XL. And it's $20, or you can pay in 4 interest-free installments for orders over $50. And then also, if you have a truck or a race car and you want to support the SCS Array, make sure to go and pick up a SCS Array bubble-free sticker. We have 3x3 stickers, 4x4 stickers, and 5.5 by 5.5 stickers. And these are $7, or, like I said, you can pay in 4 interest-free installments for orders over $50 with Shop. So make sure to go visit our web store, IntensityBroadcasting.com. Link is in the description. And go pick up some merch. All right, lights are off on the pace car. We are getting ready to go back green here. A green-white checkered is getting ready to go underway. For those of you that don't know how a green-white checkered works, once the pace car comes in, we're going to have the restart, and that is going to be the green flag. And so the driver is going to make 1 circuit around the track, and next time they start the finish line, the white flag is going to wave, signaling 1 lap to go. And then they're going to make 1 more circuit around the track, and when they cross the start-finish line, that will determine the finishing order. So there we go. Pace car making that left turn onto pit road. Eddie Morris will be controlling this restart. This is it for $30. All right, green flag is back out here at Talladega Super Speedway. And we see Eddie Morris leads the field into turns 1 and 2. He's got Will Witt right on his back bumper. What is Will Witt going to try to do here? Will Witt has been making moves for the lead all race long. But I know Eddie Morris is not going to let Will Witt by without a fight. We see Will Witt goes to the bottom. He has some help from Michael Provolt. And Will Witt has the nose over Eddie Morris as we head into 3 and 4. And he is able to get clear. And Will Witt will lead the field into turns 3 and 4. And looks like Michael Provolt able to get by Eddie Morris for that second place spot. Heading on to the front stretch. Will Witt has the lead, 1 lap to go. And right behind Will Witt, it's Michael Provolt and Brian Newty. These two are going to make it 3 wide for the lead. We see Brian Newty has the nose over Will Witt and Provolt as we head off of turn number 2. And he is able to get clear. Brian Newty to the lead. And we see contact. And we just saw a blowover from Will Witt. Brian Newty. We see more cars wrecking. Brian Newty heading on to the front stretch. He's got Dave Wright and Eddie Morris right there, but it's looking like he's going to get the win. Brian Newty wins the Talladega 95, and he is $30 richer. And there we see they spin, crossing the start-finish line. Let's watch that whole finish right here. And I believe we have just found the blowover of the race, and whoever is going to win $5, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if it was a registered blowover. It is. We see, and I believe Will Witt is going to win the Best Blowover of the Race Award and $5. So now we see Brian Newty heading onto the front stretch, getting ready to burn it down. So I'm going to go over who is going to win what prizes. Brian Newty gets first with $30. Dave Wright finishes second. He's going to get $10. Eddie Morris finishes third. He's going to get $5. And Will Witt is going to get $10 because he has won the Best Blowover. And he finished in the random finishing position, which was position number 9. So there we see Brian Newty burning it down here at Talladega Super Speedway. We're waiting for everybody to get into the waiting room. And now we see Brian Newty with the Polish victory lap, continuing to celebrate his win. Oh, and he's going to burn it down once again, heading into the grass. There we go. We got winner Brian Newty in the waiting room. We're waiting for Eddie Morris and Dave Wright to make their way down into the waiting room. There we go. We got third place finisher Eddie Morris in the waiting room. Let's go ahead and pull him in. Here we go. Eddie, this is Atlee in the broadcast booth. You have a copy?
Hey, brother. How's it going?
Going pretty good up here in the booth. And what a race for you. I know you were running pretty much the top 5 for a lot of this race. You were the pusher in a lot of instances, helping Josh, helping Will Witt up there up front. And then we saw coming to the last few laps, you were able to restart in the lead, and you kept it in the lead for a little bit. And then we saw Will Witt was able to get back up to the lead, and then we saw Brian Newty, and he was able to get out to the lead, and then we saw a lot of wrecking was happening, but you and Dave and Brian were all able to make it through all of the wrecking, and it was a fight to the finish. Brian ended up getting the win, and you and Dave were side by side in an almost photo finish, and you ended up settling into that third place spot. I mean, what was your take on tonight's event?
I just got the cars, so I was just kind of playing it pretty chill there. I didn't want to be the cause of anything big, so I just pretty much stayed and chilled for the most of the race. And I looked down, and I forget how many laps were left, and I just knew then I had to take it.
Now,
and,
go ahead.
Yeah, it was just crazy, man. And I made some moves on Zach Cox there. He took 2 tires, and that worked out pretty well for him, as you seen. The dude on the boat told him to do it though, and so I guess he had to. But yeah, it was pretty fun racing all in all. So.
Now these 87s, they look like a handful. How was it out there on track for your first time?
They're definitely a handful. Not as bad as I thought they could be, but I don't know. I didn't really push it too much, so they could probably be a lot worse than what I was doing. So I don't know, man. I was just taking it easy and trying to take care of the car and finish the best I could.
Now, before we let you go, is there any sponsors or shout-outs?
Yeah, man. Shout out to Dev Sports Cards for coming on for the title sponsor for the Xfinity Series, and shout out to Fortuna Iron for coming on as the title sponsor for the trucks. Coctagon Camping, Intensity Broadcasters, the best broadcasting in the business. Morris Customs, and everybody that allows me to do this.
Awesome. Well, again, congratulations on the podium finish here tonight. Have a great rest of your night, Eddie.
All right, brother. You too.
Yep, thank you. And now let's go ahead and pull in your second place finisher. It's the 84 of Dave Wright. Dave, this is Atlee in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I do, Atman. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good up here in the booth, and looks like you are doing pretty good out there on track. I know we didn't really see you up front. I know you were kind of the pusher in a lot of instances, helping Josh, helping Joe, helping Will, helping Zach Cox up front. And coming to that final lap, we saw a lot of the field got into the wreck after we saw Will Witt got involved. Something happened with Will Witt, and that created a chain reaction, and a lot of the field got involved in it. And we saw you, Eddie, and Brian were able to make it through in a very, very close finish between you and Eddie for second. You were able to squeak by with the runner-up finish. I mean, what was your take on tonight's event? It was an awesome race.
Yeah, man, they were really, really fun. The beginning of the race, I was just trying to stay in the back, to be honest with you. I knew we would probably wreck at least once or twice. Pushing, they're really unstable sometimes, and can't predict what some people are going to do. So I was just trying to stay back and stay out of it, and then started to make a way up there late in the race after one of the last pit stops. So really clean racing. It was fun tonight, man. Everybody did awesome. So
now we saw a few pit stops, and drivers lost positions, gained some positions. We saw a little bit of strategy between how many tires you're taking, whether you're taking fuel in. I mean, what were your strategies when you were coming and making your pit stops?
man, there's 10 cars in the race. I don't know why we're choosing 2 tires over 4 track position over others. So my strategy was I pitted on every caution because track position really didn't matter. And I took tires on the last one, not on the first one. The first one just gas in case it may go green. But on the second one, I took tires, all 4.
I get you. Well, before I let you go, is there any sponsors or shout outs?
Yeah, I just want to thank you, obviously, for putting this on. I think everything you guys do over at Intensity is awesome, grade A. And thank Nudie for the league, my brother for obviously getting me into it, and everybody that was in the race tonight. All good folks. So
Awesome. Well, again, congratulations on the runner-up finish. Have a great rest of your night, Abe.
thanks, you too, bud.
Yep, thank you. And it looks like we do not. All right, let's see. Brian, this is that. Oh. Brian, this is Atlee in the broadcast booth. You have a copy?
I got you, buddy.
Awesome. Well, what a race for you tonight. You are $30 richer here in the Talladega 95. Ended up picking up the win. And what an eventful race it was for you. I know we really didn't see you up front too much in the lead. I know you were kind of pushing. You were pushing, your teammate Will Witt, maybe helping Josh Hall. Those were really the 2 main drivers who were up front. And then on that final lap, we saw you and Michael Provolt were getting a great run on Will Witt for the lead, and both of y'all were able to get by Will. And then we saw the incident. A lot of the field got taken out in it, and really only you, Dave, and Eddie were able to make it through. And coming to the finish, you were able to get by Dave and Eddie. Had a decent gap between you and then second and third, and ended up picking up the victory. I mean, what was your take on tonight's event?
These cars are a blast. I love them. Definitely not a super speedway, very good at these super speedway races. So definitely awesome to get a win. That's definitely for sure. That's a blast. And then I was kind of near the front the whole time, but I could never get past Josh or Will for the lead. I didn't want to try to push it. I was kind of seeing trying to figure out what I might do, if I got to run in a certain spot. And then on that, when I ended up getting that run with me and Provi, it was nothing like all the other times where I thought I would just I just winged it. What I had planned that I was going to do earlier went right out the window on that last lap.
Now, these cars, they're going over 220 miles per hour in the draft. We saw a lot of high-speed crashes, but looks like you were able to make it through a lot of them, including one of them that ended up getting you the win. I mean, what's the key to avoiding wrecks here in these 87 cars when you're going over 220 miles per hour?
Just point the car towards the wreck, and hopefully they're gone by the time you get there. That's pretty much it. I was involved in that first wreck. I had to use my fast repair, and then so I was just like, oh, please don't let it wreck happened in front of me, and luckily there was only one more in front of me, but I was able to come to a complete stop, and then the other ones were behind me, so it was a good finish.
Now, before we let you go, is there any sponsors or shout-outs?
Oh, as always, I got to give a shout out to Rusty Wallace and Miller Lite or Miller Genuine Draft sponsors. They do a great job on the car. Also, got to give a shout out to Harry Hyde. We miss you, buddy. We hope you come back real soon. Also, got to give a shout out to Cool Trickle. Hopefully, he gets better real soon. Also, got to give a shout out to my beautiful wife for letting me do this, and give a shout out to Will Witt and all my teammates over at YXU Racing. And you open the booth. You guys do an awesome job. And also give a shout out to SCSRA. If you guys want to race with us, new season starts in a couple weeks, and it's $20 to join both leagues. And it's a real fun group to race with.
And I am actually I am going to put the link to the Discord in the server. While I do that, is there anything else you want to tell the viewers about joining the league?
Just try to message me personally, Brian Canuti, or the SCSRA Facebook page. Try to get a hold of one of the admins, and we can set up some type of tryout race. Make sure that you can hold the line, you're clean, and then we will have you join up and join in on all the fun.
Awesome. Well, again, congratulations on the win. $30, Richard. Looks like now you can retire, Brian.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. Thank you. Have a good one.
All right. Yep, you do. And now let's pull in. Now, he didn't get a top 3, but he won 2 of our awards, random finishing position and best blowover. Let's pull in Will Witt. Will, is this, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Awesome. Well, normally we pull in the top 3 finishers, but this is a unique situation because you won 2 of our other awards. You ended up finishing 9th and won the random finishing position, and on the last lap, you ended up having the only blowover of the race, so that's going to give you the best blowover award. And you were running up front for a lot of tonight's event, and you were battling with Josh for up front, and on that final lap, we saw Brian and Michael. They were coming up right behind you, and they were able to get by you. And then we saw the incident happen. You got loose and went around. And then that's when we saw that car start to begin to flip over. And then we saw it had enough momentum to where it could do the blowover. And that ended up hurting your race, ended up finishing 9th. And, what was your take on tonight's event?
Yeah, overall, it was a great race. I was actually having a lot of fun with these. We did a little test race with them last night. Didn't go so well, but tonight was a lot of fun. But yeah, you get such a big run, getting a lead, and then you just instantly turn into a sitting duck, and that's what happened on the last lap. I had a good run getting out front, and then I just got freight trained. All I saw was Joe kind of get into me. I think he got hit, and then I was backwards and then upside down. So, hey, at least I got something out of it.
That's right. Best blowover award for you. I didn't watch the replay, but how was it having that blowover happen?
Yeah, it was pretty calm, actually. I was kind of surprised. It just kind of lifted up real nice and set me right down on my roof. And then I was able to slide and flip back over and then able to keep driving, at least bring it home 9th, I guess, for the random draw for 9th. So, hey, I will take it after that run.
Yep, you are now $10 richer. And before we let you go, is there any sponsors or shout-outs?
Oh, for sure. I got to thank Falcon Graphics. He does I don't have a scheme of his tonight, but he's got some killer schemes I'm running next season. Brian for putting this on. I think it was Zach that pitched in $5 for the blowover, so I got to thank him. I'm not sure who did the random draw, so I apologize, but thanks for that. Intensity Broadcasting, you guys do a great job. Obviously, you up in the booth, you always make these interesting to watch, and just league all around was a fun race night.
Well, again, congratulations on winning Best Blowover and finishing in 9th. Have a great rest of your night, Will.
All right, thanks, you too.
Yep, thank you. And now that is going to do it for tonight's Talladega 95. One more time, congratulations to Brian Nudie for winning the race and getting the $30. I want to thank everyone who tuned in to watch the broadcast here tonight. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, because it would be greatly appreciated. We're trying to reach our goals of 2,500 followers on Facebook and 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. make sure to visit our Twitter, Intensity Broad 1. We actually just dropped a poll today, so make sure to respond to that. And make sure to visit our web store, intensitybroadcasting.com. There you can find merch from your favorite broadcaster and all the amazing leagues that we broadcast. I'm Atlee Atman on behalf of the entire Intensity Broadcasting team. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Over and out.